as a band, we're not unlike individuals. I mean, we are a ministry. We all have our own individual ministries. But, it seems that God lays a verse upon us at least once a year that puts us, in motion, if you would, or, tells us what exactly it is that he wants us to do for the year. And, and just to kind of set this up, we had recently had a bass player change due to personal reasons and such, and we had an individual that was interested in joining the group, and, we thought about it, we prayed about it, and there were some reservations that this individual, although was a Christian, was not necessarily a saved Christian. And, we looked at it from two different perspectives. Do we preach to the choir or do we reach out to others? And we think so many times that the people that we're trying to reach are in the audience, and sometimes they're internal. And I guess what comes to mind and that God really put on our hearts was from Jeremiah 1, verses 5 through 7, which says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and you were set aside, and that I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." And, you come back and you say, "I do not know how to speak, Lord. I'm only a child." And the Lord said unto me, "Do not say I'm only a child. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you." Now, from that point of view, you can look at it as God's either saying that we're doing something. Maybe you could be looking at it from a point of view that the other individual needs to be doing something. And what really spoke to us was, how many times in our lives has God called upon us when maybe we weren't saved, and that door was knocked on and we never answered? And he continues to knock, and maybe that one opportunity to bring this person into the group was, God knocking on the door. And likewise, the reverse could be said about us. We had reservations about whether or not somebody should be coming in that maybe needs to be ministered to that's not ready to minister. And, it was a real gut check for us, no pun intended there, but I mean, just a real eye-opener that sometimes we need to look internally. And I guess no matter where you're at in your walk, God is always calling you. For all I know, there may be somebody listening right now that God has knocked on your door several times, and you're just too afraid to walk through that door because either you don't hear him or it involves you stepping out in faith. And, if you just give it to God and you pray about it, or ask your pastor or somebody that does have a good relationship with God, you can get the answers. And there's nothing to be afraid of with God, and he will take everything away and just point you in the direction that you need to go. So that's really what's been weighing on us for the last year. And I could sit here and tell you that that's the only thing, but that's not true. Every time we turn around, it's like God keeps reminding us, step out in faith, and I will take care of your every need. So.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Wade from Staynlis doing the gut check this week. Now, we got a recommendation from a listener to check you guys out, and so we did, and we heard the song Cry and said, wow, that's good.
So
we started playing it. Well, tell us a little bit more about the group Staynlis.
Well, if I could start with that song Cry, that song was actually, believe it or not, for what we just talked about there with Jeremiah, that song was actually written, in a sense, about an individual that we knew that was right on the edge and was asking questions, and and we were trying to, I guess, mentor or lead this person, and that was kind of what it was all about. It's about that fear of not knowing, and just saying, cry out to God. But as for a group and everything, we've been out playing, and the market today is a little bit different in the last couple of years due to the economy, and so we've had to modify the different ways that we've been doing things. And so even though we come across as a hard rock band, we really do have a lighter side, probably lighter than anything that's on the album. And so it's not unheard of for us to be going into a church and even doing worship for a church, and then maybe doing a concert later on. But that's really been our main focus. That's kind of been where God's been putting us right now. And although our hearts feel like we need to go someplace else, we always know that God has a reason and a purpose for why he's got us where we're at right now.
Cool. Well, you have a four-song, I guess you would call EP, that's available right now, but you said you're working on some new music. What's the scoop on that?
Well, I tell you what, we've got almost all the material that we think we got written, actually all the material that we think we need to have, that we'll continue to write. I think right now it just comes down to getting all the funds together and basically just getting into working with the right engineer and producer and stuff. Last time we worked with Tony Palacios, who's worked with Decipher Down and a number of other acts, Building 429, and we'd really love to go work with him again if that's what God has us do, and we're just being patient with the process right now, just trying to put something together.
Cool. Now, you talked about the lighter side of Staynlis. Which side will the new CD kind of reflect? The lighter side or the heavier side, or a little of both?
You know, that's pretty interesting, because as much as we want to put more of a lighter side than what we currently have on our EP, and we've actually got kind of a demo song up for the listeners to listen to. They can actually check it out on our Facebook or our MySpace page. But the other side of it, the heavier side, will actually go a little bit more heavier with a little bit more intricate riffs, and I think it'll be more interesting than what we currently offer on our current CD. So we're pretty excited about the contrast there.
Awesome. Sounds exciting. Sounds cool.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You guys' your profile picture on Facebook is like awesome. It's like a giant billboard of your logo, and it looks like people are, I don't know, either pasting it up there, or I can't even tell what they're doing. What's that all about?
It's kind of a funny a joke, because we put it up there because I was actually fooled by myself. My lead singer had come across something on his phone, and it actually will modify a picture. And so he sent it to me, and he had me fooled. I was like, "Wow, man, where's that going up at?" And he said, "Well, I put it up myself, you know." So I thought it was so funny that I thought, I'll just put it up there on the Facebook, and then I entitled the picture that "You're as surprised as we are."
Nice.
Here's a good jest, though.
And you guys put making buildings across the world prettier one at a time. I really thought it was real. It looks really real.
Yeah. It's amazing what you can do with technology today,
I got the wrong type of phone, I guess.
Me too.
Well, you're from Kansas. Have you guys had the opportunity to travel across the United States? Are you pretty much in that general area for touring? Where's the farthest you've guys gone?
No. I mean, no, we've been all over. We've got fans, believe it or not, clear up in Michigan. We've been asked several times to travel to you guys' fair state, but we haven't ever gotten a date set up there. We've done Texas, Oklahoma, and some Missouri dates and stuff like that. But for right now, we're really not pushing it. I mean, we're not your typical band. We're not all about the fame and the fortune and everything. And we really our hearts are really in the ministry. Truly are. I mean, if God said put down the instruments today and just go out and preach, that's what we would do. If we showed up and the PA didn't work, we'd ask if we could preach. So we really want to reach the people that need to be reached. And if God's got us in a worship situation, or even something smaller than that, grassroots, at least we know we're doing what He needs us to do at that time. And if we get called upon to do something greater, by all means, we're open to that. But we're just going with the flow as to whatever we need to do.
We're talking with Wade of Staynlis. And Wade, is this a full-time thing for you guys, the band, or you guys do some other things on the side, maybe have a real job? Or
Yeah, it'd be great if the music industry could sustain it, but we've all got families, and we've got kids, and so we actually do it as full-time as we possibly can, which, it may mean a couple days off here and there and everything, but we're real people. We're real people with real jobs and real lives, and when we're not doing this, we're active in our churches. We all go to different churches, and we tend to play in our worship teams as well. I think Casting Crowns or something like that does a similar thing, or Mercy Me. I can't think of who it is, but we're pretty grounded where we're at, and really don't get out and about for a long amount of time.
Now, if you were to get out and about being in McPherson, Kansas, do you have to really go far to go somewhere exciting?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, we're based around the McPherson Hutch area or Hutchinson area, and we're only a little less than an hour north of Wichita. And then on further south, I'll tell you, Oklahoma is just on fire. I mean, they've just got a lot of great places to play down there, and the fans down there are just they're crazy. They're awesome. It's fun to go play there. So
cool.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you ever get somewhere that's really freaky and you're like, we're not in Kansas anymore? No, really though. Do you say that? If I were
sorry
from
about
Kansas,
that question.
I would say that.
No,
I would say that.
No, that's actually a perfect question. I actually myself lived in Nashville for about 5 years, and when we went down, we recorded in Nashville, and it's totally different what the traditions are and everything. Although we all are Americans and such, but I guess one instance I was thinking of was I was talking to somebody in Tennessee about tonight I'm going to barbecue something, and they're barbecuing with putting barbecue sauce on it. When my idea is just throwing it on the grill. So there's little things here back and forth that are a little bit different, but never gotten freaked out. But there's a lot of people that the whole Dorothy and Toto thing gets pretty old sometimes.
I could imagine.
Well, did you guys feel the earthquake that was in Norman, Oklahoma the other day where you guys were at?
No, did not hear about it. Heard it on the news, and I thought, wow, that's just so close by. But no, we didn't feel it. Apparently, they tend to get those from time to time, but I've never known that. We're too flat out here. There's no mountains where we're at, so I don't think the Earth's moving.
Well, Wade from Staynlis, thanks for the gut check today, and thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon. If people want to find out more about Staynlis, what can they do?
Well, they can find us on Facebook by just typing in Staynlis, and it's Staynlis, or you can catch us at MySpace /Staynlis, and you can stream our music there. You can find us on iTunes and everything else, and there'll be some new material up if you guys want to check it all out. And they're not up to quality what we have, but you'll get a peek into what we're actually going in the studio and doing.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Wade. We're going to go ahead and play.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We're going to go ahead and play "Cry." Why don't you explain that song again one more time for those that didn't hear it earlier?
It's about a guy or girl that basically is questioning where they're at in their life. They're not completely happy with where they're at, and they're feeling the tug of God, and they feel like they're going to have to make a massive change to be able to do this. And the fact is, all you have to do is cry out to God, and He'll take care of all those problems, and don't turn away from Him. And that's what the song's about.
Very good. "Cry" by Staynlis on Yes FM.